There we
Now
go.
it's live.
All right, so this is just a meeting we wanted to go over. Steve has been talking with, I guess, the guy that's going to donate some stuff to the Makerspace to help us with the electrical, and I just wanted to let him sort of give an overview of what's going on so we could kind of all get on the same page and then figure out what if anything, can be done, and keeping in mind, I guess, Nathan has been in contact with the Hive, which has an event going on this weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll have to keep that in mind as well in terms of time and everything else. So
Hmm.
with that, I'll hand it over to Steve.
Okay, so Josh and I went over to this guy's place, which is right behind Food for Less off of Government Street.
Hmm.
And anyways, we kind of did. We kind of just searched around for some stuff. He's kind of in the middle of looking or moving between here and Atlanta, and things were kind of all over the place. But just to overview my email, what we got was he gave us some GE breakers, one 3-pole, one 2-pole. The 3-pole 60, the 2-pole's a 20 amp. We've got a 8-pole breaker box rated for indoor and outdoor, and it's good up to 125 amps. We got, I'd say, probably 75 feet, maybe more, maybe less, of flex metal conduit. I think it's 1/2 inch or 3/4. Plenty big enough to run the conduit inside the room from electrical box to electrical box, but not big enough to run feeder wire. At least the feeder wire that I've spec'd out for our requirements that have been laid out. We got a couple of LBs, which are just plastic junction boxes for the conduit, and he mentioned that he had some troffers, which are basically like the four fluorescent light bulb fixtures that basically like the one or two that we've got in our room, so we could replace those whenever we get that stuff. So no wire at this point, so that's kind of why I sent that email out to the group so that we can start talking about what we want to do. I know that it's disappointing to everybody that we didn't get wire, but it is what it is at this point. So right. So where do we want to go from here? Do we want to talk about wire? Do we want to?
Well, let's talk about first what who all's planning. I got to work on Saturday, so I won't be able to work at the space. But who all's going to be trying to go down there to do work this weekend?
I'm planning to go.
Okay. I
I
guess the
would
big
like to
thing.
go, but if we're going to be pulling wire and stuff, I'd like to get started before 10 o'clock. Just
Well,
because it's going to get hot quick.
Yeah, it is.
yeah, that's Nathan actually, and this might be a good week to do it with the polar vortex and all that stuff as far as cooling down some temperature in the morning. Nathan, you had mentioned that the Hive has it's an event going on Saturday, correct?
That's correct. They have a band that's going to be playing Saturday night. They really want to be able to make sure they have electrical by 3 o'clock, and that pretty much nothing is going on by 5 o'clock when the band starts setting up.
Well,
What
I don't think
kind of?
that'll be an issue on our side. I mean, if we can get the conduit into the electrical box, that the main one that we're planning on using, and we can start to get wire pulled, we don't have to necessarily land the wire or add breakers at this point. My goal was basically just to get the conduit mounted and at least get a start on pulling the wire.
So to mount the conduit, do we even have to cut the power at all, really? It's really once we start to pull the wire and wire it into the junction box, correct?
Yeah, of course, we'll shut down power when we're working in that area. But I mean, we can start in our room and work over towards it, or we can start in that room and work towards our room. It really doesn't matter either way to me.
I guess if you're gonna have to shut down power in there, I would probably start there so that you can get out of that area and get the power turned on as early as possible. Because my only I know things that for whatever reason seem simple can turn out to be especially when you think they're going to be simple. My biggest fear is either cutting the power off and running into an issue of getting it back on, or something like that in terms of that. So I mean, if we
I
can,
understand that completely.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't think we're really going to be doing anything to the electrical per se this Saturday. We'll just need to turn the power off to knock the knockout out and actually attach the conduit to that box, and that's really just more for our safety.
Right.
Not that we're disconnecting anything.
Okay.
I got a
So
question.
yeah. Go ahead.
So has the plan changed? Are we going to keep the boxes that are there, keep them there, or are we going to replace what they have with this new box and move from there?
So the box that we were given is smaller than it's like 8.5 by 11 or smaller.
So we're not touching the boxes that are there.
But we do not have a replacement box for those.
It's
So no.
definitely not big enough to replace the box that's in there
Okay,
right now.
that explains a whole lot more of what I'm hearing. Then that actually makes everything a little easier.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
Well, we still have some outstanding questions. Did anyone get in touch with Jeff on any of this?
I got an email from Jeff today. Did anyone else?
No, he must have just sent it to you.
No, I didn't.
I thought a lot of people
Who's
got
this
it.
Jeff person we're talking about?
Jeff is the person that heads the Delta Bike project, so that is his room, his storage room with his equipment or inventory in it that we will need to be working in.
Right. I take that back. The email was not from Jeff. It was from Will Fawcett. And I do see that Dana and Nathan got it as well.
Yeah. Well, that's from Will. That's not
Yeah,
from Jeff.
That's not from Jeff, right. I apologize. That was wrong.
Can we get somebody then to contact Nathan? Are you just concerned about we need to let him know what we're going to be doing?
He has new equipment in that room that we need to let him know what's going on before we get in there and start doing any type of construction project around his inventory.
Okay.
Find out if he wants to move it out or what kind of, if there's anything that he needs us to take special care of to make sure we don't damage something.
Can you contact him about that and find out about that before Saturday?
Rick, I thought you were going to send an email to him on Wednesday after the meeting. Did that make it out?
I did not send one to him. I will go ahead and do that.
Okay.
To Jeff. Let me make sure I even have his email. I'm pretty sure I do.
So one of the things that we need to take a look at is that paneling is covering, I think, Nathan, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it covering both of those panels so that we can't really pull it all the way off right now?
We
Or
can
is
give
it, or is it that one smaller sub panel?
Well, it's the safety disconnect it's covering, so we can't even open that.
Right.
But the two panels, you can pull the cover off, but we don't have any access to the outside of the box. I still don't know. Have we checked to see if there's an open knockout on that box that we can use?
I have not.
How much of this? I mean, is it more difficult to start from our room and start to work our? I mean, do we anticipate? I don't know how long it's going to take to get this flex conduit up. Um, do you anticipate being able to finish it fairly quickly, or is that sort of going to be, a kind of an all-day deal?
Conduit
Well,
should, conduit really shouldn't take that long to put up. I mean,
Well,
all we're doing is we're figuring out dimensions, cutting off the PVC, gluing the pieces together, and then just attaching the stuff to the wall with the hardware that we spec'd out.
okay. So I was just wondering if maybe we could, if we're not able to get in touch with Jeff in time, or if he has concerns about us working in there, whether we would have enough work to, last the morning or however long you guys are going to be there, um, regardless of whether he said yay or nay as far as accessing that room and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I would just have a concern with starting at our end and working back. Is
Okay.
if we get to the very end in that room and we run into any type of issues in that room,
All
then
right.
we've already put up all the conduit, which we may not even be able to use.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So I guess the big sticking point then is Rick or Jeff giving us or at least okaying access to that room and us working in there.
Correct. I mean, we have access to the room, but
Right.
it's
Right. But
different than, yeah, we're going to pretty much make a mess in there.
Yep,
yeah.
the email has been sent.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Um. All right. So if all goes well, what work will we be able to accomplish then tomorrow? Is just getting the conduit and maybe starting to pull the wire?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on how well the pulling goes, but I've got pull rope, I've got pull wire, I've got the lube. I mean, I think we're pretty much ready to go if we can secure the wire. Um,
So yeah, I guess that sort of segues us into this other part now. Is it looks like we're not going to have wire donated, so we do need to go ahead and purchase the wire now. Um, I guess is it this is what was the total cost for the wire?
So just to step back a minute, Josh had made a comment, and just to speak for him, since he's not here, the guy mentioned that he might have wire, but I don't think that we can wait on getting any other wire. And one of his suggestions was that we can reuse some of the wire that goes from the existing panel over to our room. But I think Josh mentioned in an email that we could use that as our feeder wire, and I think that's not the case, because we'd have to have a lot more wires going to our room to make up for basically these number sixes that we're trying to pull through. So
Okay.
we'll still have to get feeder wire regardless, I think, of what this guy can deliver or can't deliver. Otherwise, I think we'll be waiting a long time. So.
Well, I was taking what Josh was saying, that his friend was willing to come out and try to help us get additional circuits in that room. But I guess what I was looking for from Josh would be like a time frame on how long we would be waiting on that.
Yeah, when I was down there with Josh and he was trying to get a commitment from him, he kind of shied away from committing to anything. I mean, he's got a lot of stuff going on, and
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like he needs to take care of his stuff, and just adding on our burden is going to be too much. So I wouldn't count on him being able to help us out at all in the near future.
Let's proceed then as with I guess I don't know if I can hear Brian. Is Brian talking? was going to see maybe if he can give some insight on do we have the money to purchase the wire now, or do we?
Um, let's see.
So to purchase the wire, what we have quoted from Home Depot on our building budget on Google Drive is 500 feet of number 6 stranded black cable for $227. So that would be the
Okay.
bare minimum that we would have to buy to be able to pull wire
For
to our
some
room.
reason, I was under the impression it was closer to 400.
Now,
That's the complete estimate.
yeah, that's closer to that's the whole budget.
I got
Basically,
you.
what
Okay.
we've got right now is we've got some of the conduit. We've got if we want to try and swap out sub panels and that sort of thing, we can do that. But I think our real budget's like $420.
Okay.
Um,
Brian, are we okay? Bearing in mind, I guess this is the 16th. We have to pay rent the 31st, which is two weeks from now.
Currently, what we have is 600. Well, hang on. Plus, we have 704 less the 350 for our rent, and we have about 350 available.
Okay. And I still need to do July. I haven't paid my dues for July. Is there anybody else who hasn't paid for July?
I think pretty much everyone.
Correct.
Well, it may
Yeah.
be.
Pay at the end of the month.
It
Yeah,
may
most
be.
everyone pays at the end of the month.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, that's what I do. So.
Yeah, I think we'll have the 350 in dues for that will be ready by the end of the month.
Okay. So Steve, do we need to purchase the wire then? Were we looking to purchase the wire that's like that Saturday morning?
we can. I'd prefer to get it purchased beforehand.
You want to
And the
do
other
it like
thing,
Friday night?
yeah. I mean, the other thing that we got to buy that I don't know if any of you guys have is the PVC glue. I mean,
I don't have any.
it's cheap. It's like $5, but if I need to go, whoever's going to go and buy this stuff might want to go ahead and pick up just a little bit of that.
That's a good question as far as we need probably some people to meet Brian down, unless we want to front it and then just have Brian cut them a check after the fact.
Well, we still haven't outlined what our reimbursement policy is going to be on that.
Yeah, and I'm free to meet somebody tomorrow and
Okay.
purchase it.
All right. Does somebody have tomorrow night free to be able to meet Brian over at Home Depot and purchase the wire?
Well, Brian would be purchasing the wire.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we have anything outstanding that would require two people to be there to make the purchase?
Well, I didn't know if Brian knows everything as far as what to get and all that stuff.
That's right.
I
I
can
think
put-
he's the expert on that, but he does have a list.
Yeah.
Would you feel comfortable, Steve, to meet him there? Are you in a position where you could do that?
I
Just make
wouldn't
sure
be
you
able
got
to
the right
meet him.
stuff.
I've got prior arrangements going on tomorrow.
Okay.
As soon as I finish work, I got family coming over, so I'm kind of
Pretty-
out of
pretty
commission
detailed?
tomorrow evening. But I can definitely give you whatever details you need, and
Probably the best thing to do then would be even if you can get the item number off of Home Depot's website, so if he can go in and just, because you go over to the wire cutting area and just say, hey, I need 50 feet of.
Actually, you just go up to the counter and say, hey, I need this. Hand them a list, and they go do it for you.
well, here's the other option: is we can go ahead. Do we want to sign up for an online account on Home Depot? Because we can do like a pickup in store, and if you want, I can go ahead and give Brian the link, and then he can buy it, and then walk in the store and go to customer service, and then just hand them the stuff, and then it's a quick ordeal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is there any cost involved in setting up?
Not for a personal account, I don't think. I don't know what it is for 501c3s or corporations, but like at Lowe's, I can go online, put in a credit card, and buy the stuff, and off I go. I mean, I know it's a little more complicated with our setup, but might be worth it. Might be worth a look.
Looks like Josh is
Hey,
going.
there's Josh.
Welcome.
Can you hear me, Josh? Where you at, in the laundry room?
The back bedroom.
Uh,
Very good. Yeah, where you are.
So, so do we want to try and go down that route? I mean,
Brian,
what I
what
can do
what
is
makes
I can-
most sense for you?
yeah, I mean, I can put up a link. I mean, I want to make it as easy as possible for you, Brian. So, what I'll do is, how about this? I'll put the links together, give you my cell phone number, send you an email. Probably all of you should have my cell phone, anyways.
I
So,
do. I'm probably available. I can meet Brian.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to do it online just because of the number of transfers we have in and out of the bank account. But as long as I have a part number and just the description, it should be pretty straightforward to get the wire.
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay, so Steve, I think officially we need to sort of like approve it, I guess. So if you could get just the items that we're going to pick up tomorrow, which I guess is just the wire, and you said we need PVC glue.
Yeah. I mean,
Does
as long
anyone
as
have PVC glue?
I don't.
It'll be really old.
Okay.
Is it
it's like
standard?
$5,
for-
five
Yeah.
$6 probably.
Is it for standard pipe fittings or is it for specifically for conduit?
No, it's
Yeah.
just any PVC cement will work.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no special electrical PVC. It's just PVC glue.
Yeah, we should be able to pick some up.
Yeah, it's $487 on the website.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm just gonna post in this chat the links. So we need that, and we need the PVC glue, and I think that's all we need, as long as we've bought all of the other items on that I had listed on the feeder wire section on or the conduit service section in the budget, which is the Schedule 40 conduit, the 10-foot stuff, the 1 inch by 10, which I think we got, the terminal adapters for actually mounting inside of the boxes.
But we're not going to be able to get to all that stuff tomorrow.
Probably
we
not.
could.
To this
Yeah.
weekend anyway.
The one thing we do need to change out is we need to get 2 of the 90-degree elbows, so we can not use those LBs that we have.
Now this guy gave me 4 1-inch LBs for PVC. Are we talking about just using 90s instead of the LBs?
I thought we were talking the other day about how someone told you that 90s were easier to pull.
90s are easier to pull, but
These are free.
right.
Well, I mean, is $2 going to kill us?
I don't know how much much more expensive.
I don't
they
think it's going to be orders of magnitude easier. I think we're talking about minor differences here.
Okay.
This is guys that pull like 500 feet at a time, and plant. So.
So it'll be the same as us pulling the 75 that we have to pull.
Right.
We only have to do it once.
Okay.
Okay. Well, cool. So, do we need to, I guess, go ahead and I guess have a quick little vote on going ahead and purchasing the wire and then purchasing um, the PVC cement then.
Was there any mention of? I know Nathan had mentioned needing Capcom or some sort of mounting hardware. Do we have all of that?
We do not, and we're not going to absolutely know what we will need until we get up there and see what we're going to be attaching the conduit to.
Oh, so we didn't buy the mounting hardware that
We
we
have the PVC straps, and I think they come with maybe wood screws.
Anything we buy
but
extra, we can take back.
Well, that's true, but I mean the Tapcons are anything that's made to screw directly into cement's a little bit more expensive.
I don't think well.
Wood up there.
Is there wood above the drop ceiling though?
Yes.
Okay.
I went up in the ceiling for a minute today, and it's all wood up there.
Oh, okay. Well, that solves that problem.
Okay.
So then we're good. We've got everything we need.
We should.
All right. So I guess we have a motion to purchase the wire and the PVC glue tomorrow, or I guess Brian's going to purchase it tomorrow. All in favor?
You got me?
Aye.
Right?
Aye.
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 Is anyone opposed? Because I don't know who's done what.
The ayes carry it. So I guess we will purchase that stuff tomorrow then.
Oh, crap.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everything. I hope I didn't come off as cranky in the emails. I was just trying to get more of this kind of conversation going than trying to do everything through the emails and stuff today. So I appreciate everybody participating and putting up with me. So.
Hey, and we knocked an item off of our list to test out on air.
There we go. Absolutely. Yeah, everybody feel free. I'll post up under Google Plus the YouTube video once it becomes available. So we or anybody else can go back and watch the video. So.
Great.
All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to your evening, and I guess we will still try to do a meeting Sunday night at 7:30, like we talked about in the meeting on Wednesday or Tuesday.
All right.
Hey,
That might be a little interesting for me. I'm actually not going to be at church Sunday night. I'll be with my daughter at a birthday party over in Lambert's. We'll
Okay.
hopefully be done by then, so I might be getting you on the road with my cell phone. We'll see how well
Okay.
that.
Yeah, we'll test that out.
Let's get
Yeah.
one. We have to.
Last question from you guys. I mentioned that it's going to get warm the later that we start, and it's probably wise for us to get started earlier than 10 o'clock. So.
I think Nathan said he wanted it at 10 o'clock because he wants to sleep in.
Nathan is a wise man.
Yes, I fully agreed with him. That's why I said, okay, we'll go with 10. Otherwise, I'll be there as early as you want me to.
Right.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I need to double check. I may not be available right around 10. I have an appointment, I think, at 9:30. So we can either start at like 7 and work for a little while, or I may have to miss part of it.
Ooh, that's early.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would prefer to start at 7 or sooner. So.
Or
so
sooner,
I'm
huh?
having an event.
You propose a time, and I'll force myself up.
Hive is having an event in the evening, and so they will need power back on.
Yeah, we had Nathan briefed us on that at the beginning of the meeting, and so we're under the agreement of no worries, man. I just want to let you know, we came to the decision of trying to get the power if we have to cut the power tomorrow to try and get it on as soon as possible so that there aren't any unforeseen complications.
Right.
It doesn't look like we're doing any rewiring in the paneling, Josh, so it shouldn't be that bad of a deal.
Okay. All right. That was my one thing to say.
So, Steve, you're saying 7 o'clock on Saturday?
I'd like to move to change the start time from 10 to 7. If anyone else is up for it.
I'll be
Yep.
there.
Yep, let's just do it. We had some people express interest in helping Saturday. Do we have their contact information or a way to get in touch with them?
Who was it?
Not a clue.
Was it the people that were there Tuesday night?
It was the guy that came out Tuesday night from Mississippi that's the physics teacher. I do not know his name.
I
I
did
think
not
it's
get his
Sean,
contact.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
but I don't have his contact.
Okay. Do we want to put out a notice on the general message board to see if anyone wants to come out and help?
Yeah.
You mean to discuss?
I don't see
Discussion.
why not.
Email, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't.
Okay. Does someone want to take care of that?
I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Thanks, Dana.
Okay. Well, I guess that settles everything then.
All right, Steve, if you don't mind just reiterating to me email or whatnot, what type of wire and how much again. And,
Yep. I'll do it.
Okay.
Hey, Steve, anybody else going to be there Saturday morning? I'll bring some breakfast. I'll bring some Paneras or something. That'll entice some people to come out.
That's right. Okay. I guess Patrick must have dropped off.
So
Well, I guess he was done with the meeting.
I guess.
Okay, well, it's your job to close the meeting then.
Okay. Well, I guess. Is there any other business we want to talk about?
I don't think so.
And that's it. So,
Okay.
all right.
The recording.
The recording, I think, will end after we all leave.
Okay. Well, good night, guys.
Okay, good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.